Hi guys, it's Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I'm going to take a look at a knife. Can you guess what brand? Maybe a Kershaw? Sure, why not a Kershaw? How about a Kershaw Emerson? Why not? Those are nice, aren't they? You pull them out of your pocket and whoosh, the blade's ready to go. Sure, we'll do that. But just before we get to that, let's take a look at what we looked at in 2016. We had a Kershaw lifter. Nice. We had Kershaw grinder. We had the Kershaw, I forgot your name. Well, we had this Kershaw. We had a Kershaw Cryo. We had a no-name Kershaw from Christmas Special from the toolkit, which we also had this tool, which also had the little, starts with a C. Names are just so nasty for me. But these three little guys came together in a Christmas special at Walmart.com for US residents. I also went and bought this guy, Kershaw Dimension, going out of production. And we had this guy, the Nura, that a lot of people had not gotten good Nuras. But my Nura 3.5 is actually really good. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, including the Kershaw Emerson that we're going to take a look at today. So stick around. This is the QCQ by Kershaw Emerson. Kershaw, I thought you guys named your knives. It's been around for a little while. We've got G10 liner, and then on the frame lock side, of course, we've got the frame lock. Little pocket clip, not very deep carry, but that makes it easy to grab when you want to go get this knife out of your pocket. You can reverse the pocket clip to the left-hand side, because when you do want to pull this guy out of your pocket, you need to grab it quick. It'll click onto the your pants pocket and pull open, and your blade will be deployed and ready for use in a really quick hurry. No problems there. So what do we got here? We've got a nice little 8CR14 MOV steel blade. The blade is 3 1/4 inches, which is 8.3 centimeters. When the knife's closed, it's 4.5 inches, which is 11 1/4 centimeters. When it's open, it's 7 3/4 inches, which is 19.7 centimeters. The thing weighs 5.1 ounces, which is 145 grams, maybe 144 and a little bit. The specs that I saw online didn't tell us how thick the steel was. 2.8 millimeters, which is 0.11 inches. It's a decent knife. I like the steel treatment that they got here. You've got stone wash, and then they made the flats satin by taking the polish off it, or putting the polish on it, I should say. So that makes a nice little contrast there. It looks really nice. It also makes the grind, the final grind there, really pop too. You know, you move the blade back and forth like that. Looks really nice. I really like stonewash in whatever treatment I can find it, so that's a good thing. We've got nylon washers in this knife, and it still flips quite well. No problems there. When I got this knife, I had a problem. The lockup wasn't happening, and the lock arm wasn't traveling far enough to the right to fully engage the blade. So I had to do a bit of a job. I took the knife apart and I hyperflexed the lock bar arm that way until it had enough spring in it so it would pull over far enough to lock up. Here in Canada, if we want to get a warranty job on a Kershaw knife, we have to ship it to the US. And on a lot of their budget blades, and I end up usually buying their knives after they've been in production for a while and the prices have come down, and it tends to cost almost as much to ship it back on a warranty job as the knife cost in the first place. So on a thing like this, I just go and do it myself, and I just did the adjustment and it works just fine. Of course, I did the risk of hyperextending it and breaking it, and then the knife would have been useless. Whereas, if I would have shipped it back, I'd be getting a new one. But since the price is about the same as shipping, there's no real risk. I can just go and buy another one, right? That's why I did it that way. It's a much faster way of finding out if I've got the thing solved or not. And it's solved, and it's good to go, and I'm a happy guy. So the knife works really well. I've had other knives from Kershaw that have had slight problems this year. I showed you all the knives that I got this year from Kershaw. The Kershaw Dimension that I bought. I don't know if it is, the Chinese factory. This knife was out for what, 5-6 years or whatever. They put the wrong spring inside the thing. Thankfully, I contacted Kershaw, explained the situation to them about how much it cost to ship from Canada. They sent me a new spring. I put the new spring in and it works just fine. So I got a really good knife. This knife, since it's out of production and everything, I won't be doing a review on it. If you do see this knife at a good price, I like it. Go ahead and buy it. Love that stonewash on these Kershaws. Hopefully in the fall, when Kershaw signs up their next round of reviewers, they will accept me as one of their reviewers. If you really like my channel an awful lot, why don't you guys write them and tell them how great of a reviewer I am? I'm just kidding. Tongue-in-cheek, sort of. Let's get back to this knife. What do we have here? Of course, since it's a Kershaw Emerson, we've got a thumb disc so that you don't have a thumb stud that gets caught anywhere. So your pants pocket slides up there really nice, and it grabs in for this little hanger to grab for your pocket to open up. So the thumb stud works good. If you've got the knife out and you need to deploy it, that works just fine. The thumb disc is just fine for that. What else is there to say about this knife other than I like it? It's a decent knife. It's not a great knife. I really do wish that the lockup wouldn't be that late because it doesn't have that much life left in this knife because the wear will go over until it just can't go any further. On a brand new knife, I prefer lockup to be right about there so that the edge of the blade is, the edge of the lock arm is right in the center of the blade. When you're in the store, if you've got a chance to get the knife in your hand, or if you can see it through the packaging, if you've got clamshell packaging and you can look inside it, look for how far the lock bar arm is engaged with the blade. And you're going to want, on a frame lock, you're going to want the lock bar arm to be, out there so you've got room for it to wear across over time. Let's do a couple cut tests and see what we think of this knife that way. I bought this particular guy, I don't know what, 6 months ago. And I don't know why, I just haven't done a review on it yet. Here's a push test. Not bad. The paper got weak and just folded over there. So, 8CR14, nothing wrong with that. Let's see how it behaves with some paracord. Let's quadruple it up. Stick the blade through there. So that's 4 layers of paracord. And we zip through all of that without very much effort at all, really. And the knife just slides through when you're doing slicing tests, cuts that way. I've got some 1-inch wide banding. Let's see how that cuts. Again, very, very easily. This knife came quite sharp from the factory, and I've kept it quite sharp. Since I've had it this long, all I've done is stropped it every once in a while because I've used this knife a fair bit. I've not had to sharpen it yet. Well, unless you call stropping a form of sharpening. And yes, it is a form of sharpening because there is some compound in there that does take a little bit of steel off. I'm definitely going to be buying a number of Kershaws in 2017 for this channel, and we'll take a good look at them. And So there you have it. So what do you think of this knife? Have you got one of these Kershaw Emerson collaborations? So have you got one of these Kershaw Emerson collaborations? If you do, let me know about it. If you're wanting to get one, I'll put a link in the description below for where you can buy one of these. If you like this video, please click on like. That's even if you don't like the knife itself. The like is for the video, not for the product. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And remember, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.